not sure if it's disappointment or irritation, but when going over this week's videos, I noticed that people just didn't seem happy. Now would be the perfect time for a segue. No need to go off the rails or jump ship. We are done. Snow in parts of northwestern Ontario. Unbelievable. You know, normal daytime highs in Thunder Bay are 12 degrees. You may be thinking, you know, it's north. It's got to be cold this time. It's not. It's not. It's mild this time of year traditionally, but not lately. It was only 2.5 degrees, by the way. That's as warm as it got on Friday. And here are some other totals. So once you got away from the lake, not as bad. Upsala 11, Fort Frances 5 to 10, depending on where you were. But these were the big numbers, 18 to 33 centimeters in Thunder Bay. Is it over? Well, it's almost over. We've seen the rain change over to snow. Jacqueline was talking about that in Science Behind the Weather. And then the snow changing back to rain just along those shores. So really less than 2 around the northwest. And then this is progressing farther south and east, and that's where we could pick up maybe 5 centimeters. So Wawa seeing that snow through the overnight, for example. Okay, so I mentioned that 12 degrees is normal for Thunder Bay. You're not going to see that in the near future. You're still going to be below seasonal right across the board. We're not getting much better. We've got rain into next week, but I think that's a little bit better than snow. Okay, and are impassable. The mayor is asking people to help each other, to help sandbag, to take people in if they are forced from their homes because of flooding. Just along that Trent River, and it is rising fast and furious. Okay, we do have rain in the forecast as well. So this is long range. Look at this is Sunday morning. And we do have a system coming, and it's a biggie. Okay, so yeah, here it is. I know it's raining now in Eastern Ontario, and that's going to last through the day on Saturday as well. But then the next big system moves in, and that's not going to help things. Now, this is way into the future at this point, but it's just to illustrate that not only is it wet now, but you have more rain in the forecast, and you don't have a lot of time in between for drying. A couple of days, yes, but not great. Okay, so this is through Sunday morning, and obviously Eastern Ontario getting the heaviest amount of rain here. You're in that 15 to 25 millimeters, so that's about an inch of rain on the high side. And here's Peterborough's long-range forecast. So a couple of days to dry out Sunday, Monday, and then back into the rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Friday, well below seasonal. Not everywhere. Once you're away from the water a little bit, I mean, Fredericton, for example, was just over 9 degrees, and the normal is 11. So still below seasonal, but not like Charlottetown, which sat at 1 degree for a high. Normals are 10. Halifax, barely 4 degrees. So it was cool. Temperatures chilly through the overnight as well. That's illustrated with the blue, but we've got temperatures warming a little bit through the day on Saturday. Not a big warm up, but not quite as bad as it was on Friday. This, especially in places like New Brunswick, but kind of a gray, soggy day in Newfoundland overall. And it was windy to start the day. These winds would have probably woken you up early on. It was about 6:30 in the morning. 108 in Burgeo. Yeah, that's pretty good. And close to 80 in other areas. So we've got rain through the overnight across much of the province, but it's going to be very light in nature. Coming up, we're going to be counting down the top 5 signs of spring.
And where there's love, well, you know what comes next.
Yeah, what a mess. Making travel very difficult. You had a pretty dry day overall on Friday, but Thursday not so much. And a couple of days of rain and snow too. So here's the snow totals, but this was on top of many cases of 20, 30 millimeters of rain, depending on where you were. Charlottetown, 6 hours of freezing rain on Thursday. So a drier day for the most part on Friday. Saturday looks better. You're going to get rid of some of that cloud cover. Temperatures may go up a couple of degrees. It's very, very cool, cooler than average. Cloud cover for Newfoundland. We've got some rain through the overnight. Friday into Saturday. So a cloudy weekend overall. I just wanted to mention, I was talking about that rain. So we've got a system pushing moisture in from the east, and we've got one on the west. Now, this is not freezing rain and pink. It's more of a rain-snow mix. So a little bit cool, especially in higher elevations, enough to see some snow mixing in there as well. Temperatures for your morning. Okay, so these are not daytime highs. You can breathe a sigh of relief. 2 degrees in Moncton to start the day, so certainly some jacket weather. And then your 7-day forecast for Halifax looks a little bit like this. So we do have more rain coming. Saturday's the break. Sunday, Monday, it cools down. But we certainly do have some wet weather. Okay, we're going to preview Unearthed. Why is it called Frozen Desert? We'll let you know.